Aloha! My name is Stacy Johnson and welcome to another episode of Real Talk with Real Stacy, where we keep it real about what it's truly like to invest and live in paradise. On today's video, I'm going to be analyzing a property in Honolulu County. That way you know how to analyze a deal and make an offer so that you can be on your way to buying your first property and getting paid. Today we are going to be looking at this property on 204 Ku'ulei Road in Kailua, and it is in Coconut Grove area. So I'm gonna try to figure out what my max allowable offer is. The first step in this whole process is to find your after repair value. Your after repair value is the most important number that you need to find, because this is going to be the number that you're going to sell for, and it's the first number in your formula. So if you get this number wrong, your whole formula is going to be wrong. So you want to make sure you use a tool like PropStream. That way you can get your ARV correctly. If you guys are looking to download PropStream, make sure you go to the link in the description below and sign up for a free 7-day trial so that you can analyze your after repair value correctly. In order to find your after repair value, you're gonna have to find your 3 most comparable properties to your subject property that is completely fixed up. That way you can determine what you think you can sell for after this property is renovated. And so we're gonna go directly into PropStream, and I'm gonna show you how to run comparables. That way you can figure out your max allowable offer on this property. So going into PropStream right here, what you have to do is enter the address right here at the top. Once you enter the address, you're gonna go to details. And like I said, you only wanna take properties in that one area. So we're gonna go to comparables and nearby listings. And essentially I pressed this draw button and I created a box around this area because I know that I can only look in this area. Typically, when you're trying to find your after repair value, you don't want to cross any major highways. Definitely want to stay in the same neighborhood so you can determine an accurate after repair value. Now, what I did was I went a 6-month span. So today is 10/3. We're going to go back 6 months to April, and plus or minus about 20% square feet in square footage. So if the property is about 1,200 square feet, times 20% is 200. So minus that, we're at about 1,000 to 1,400, which is pretty much what we have right here. It automatically populates that, which is great. And then we also want to only look at active, pending, contingent, and sold on the MLS, because if the property wasn't sold on the MLS, then it's probably not a good property to look at that will determine your after repair value, because it wasn't sold on the open market for market value. Now, the next thing is I want to make sure I'm only clicking on single family homes, because this property here is a single family home, and you can see here it does need a full remodel. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to look at all these properties that sold here in the last 6 months. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that these smaller numbers here are all rentals, so you're not going to take those into account. This one's kind of weird. I'm not really sure what that is, but I already looked at all of these properties that sold or active or contingent, and I picked the most comparable properties to the subject property that was at least a little bit fixed up, and I already opened those in a new tab. Now, I have this property right here, 535 Kaimake Loop, and I had to open it up in Oahu RE and search it by the MLS number because Redfin takes out all the photos after this property is sold. So this property sold for $1.515 very recently, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,200 square feet living, and 7,500 square feet land. One thing to keep in mind is our lot size is close to 12,000. So our lot size is much bigger, but if you look at this property, it's not like completely remodeled or anything, but it looks clean and it's just pretty decent. I took this one into account because it does have a larger lot size. So that one sold for 1.5 and it was very recent. Now this one over here, this one sold for 1.5 in April. This one's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, which I feel like is very good comparable because ours only has 1.5 baths. So it's important to consider that we don't have 2 baths just like the other one. Now this one again is 7,500 square feet land, and let's take a look at this property. It's pretty nice, remodeled, may not have new windows, but that's okay. These are like the nicest ones that I found. That's a pretty nice kitchen, looks pretty new. They should have opened up the layout though, which they didn't do. And you can see here that the bathroom isn't like the best looking, but it's still sold for 1.5. So clearly, because it has a bigger lot size, it's selling for a little bit more. Now let's take a look at this next one. This one is a 4-1. It's listed for 1.25. And if you look at how quick this property went off the market in less than 30 days. So I'm gonna assume that they probably are under contract for higher than what is listed here. And this is, again, not a very big lot. And taking a look at this next one, this one's 5-bedroom, 2-bath. Now, I want you to take note of this because this one sold for 1.385. Even though it has more bedrooms, more bathrooms, has bigger living area, the problem is that it has such a small square footage for the lot size. If you look at this property, it's nice. It's not like super awesome, but it's in decent shape because you can see this is definitely not remodeled. Even though this sold for 1.385, it's much less than the 1.5 properties. And because of that, I'm going to buffer my ARV a little bit higher because, again, our lot size is so big. Looking at this last one, this one sold for 1.03, smaller lot, small living area. And again, this one's partially remodeled. So this one has a nicer kitchen, but you can see these are a little bit older. This is clearly older. This is older. It's partially remodeled. That's why it sold for so little. I think realistically, based off of those comparable properties, this property here can probably sell for about 1.55 million. Reason being is because look at how large this lot size is, 0.26 acres. And if you go to PropStream, that's 11,327 square feet in lot size. People love a big lot. In Hawaii, most of the value is in the lot. Especially in this area, it's a very desirable area to live. Yes, you may have a smaller house, but the lot size is huge and people want that. So with that being said, now that we know what our after repair value is, the next step is to determine what your renovation budget is going to be. Looking at this property here, it's 3-bed and 1.5 bath, and it is going to need a full remodel. So every single bathroom here is going to cost $15,000 plus another 5K, let's say, for the other bathroom for the half bath. This is a more desirable area, so you're gonna need a little bit more luxury finishes. So I think 20K for the bathrooms should be good. Now, taking a look at the kitchen, clearly needs a full remodel. I think this is gonna take another $30,000. So if we take out our calculator, we are at 30,000 plus 20,000 for the bathrooms. We're at $50,000. Now, the flooring, interior, exterior paint, it's 1,200 square feet times 20. So adding that on top of the 50K, now we're at 74,000. Now, one thing I will say is that this property is gonna need new windows, some landscaping. It's a huge lot, so it's gonna need a lot of landscaping. And I think making this really nice is what is going to sell this property for top dollar. So I'm gonna add another 25,000 on top of this. We're at about 100K, so that's what I'm gonna put for my renovation budget. Now, what we're gonna do is we are going to take our handy dandy deal calculator. If you are interested in coaching, I teach all of my students how to analyze deals on a weekly basis, help them walk through the process, give them a custom blueprint of how to find their deal, and really hold them accountable throughout the process. So if you're interested in coaching, make sure you go to the first link in the description below, sign up for a free strategy call with me, and we can determine if I can help point you in the right direction. So going back to this deal calculator, like we said, the ARV is 1.55, and I want to at least make $155,000 in profit, which is 10% of the ARV. Again, we said our rehab costs are going to be $100,000. Realtor commissions 5%, closing costs 2%. Again, for realtor commissions, you could either do 5 or 6%. This is a nicer area, so I am going to put 6% here. Loan amount is going to be my total property cost plus my purchase price minus my realtor commissions. Right now it's saying that I'm probably going to be a max offer at 1 million. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that in here. I'm definitely going to hold this for 12 months, probably take about 6 months to renovate and then list it on the market. It should be pretty quick, but really it's the permitting process that's going to take the most amount of time. Interest rate, 11%. Total points, 2%, and perfect. Our max allowable offer here is 1 million. Let's go ahead and change this to 1 million. Boom, 161,000. So that's how much we're going to end up making if we buy this house for $1 million. So let's take a look. This property is listed for $1.26 million. If I need to make an offer at $1 million, you think that this seller is going to accept my offer, or they're just gonna say kick rocks? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you found some value, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more videos, especially deal analysis videos dropping every single Friday at 1 p.m. HST. Aloha, and see you on the next video. Shoots!